you're going to get, so here we go. You're going to have a 15-minute reading period before you start writing. In that time, this is what you should do. You should sit down and you should read the directions for the synthesis essay first. So just pretend you're doing that now. You're looking, what are the directions? You're not reading all of this intro material, but you are reading the directions, and you're just underlining the directions. That's the first thing to do, okay? Then, you're gonna, and we're not reading right now, we're just kind of quickly skimming. You're gonna skim through the graphs and just see what they have there. Just see what's there, right? And now we're gonna go on and we're gonna take a look at that, at the directions for the rhetorical analysis prompt. We're just looking at them now, right? What is this? It's a speech by Lincoln. Okay, you know, it's a speech by somebody else. Great. Now I know, okay, I know what that is. Now this is kind of the most important step of this skimming process. You're going to look at that third essay prompt. It's going to be the open-ended one, you know, the strange one, the one where they'll say, you know, beauty is truth, discuss. All right. You want to especially pay attention to that one because it's really fast to read that one, right? You can read that entire essay prompt in probably 20, 30 seconds. And it'll sort of load that idea into your mind before you go back to the synthesis essay. So we just skimmed the whole thing, and I'm saying that should take you 30 seconds, right? Now, we go back to the synthesis prompt. And we now we're actually like reading the directions. So we read the directions and then we go through each, we read the directions, then we write down an opinion. Okay, just write down an opinion. Are you pro or con on this? Are you going to say, you know, this, we should absolutely do this, we should not do this? Okay, that's the first step. Now, we go through the sources and we say, all right, I'm reading the source and I'm reading it pretty quickly, and as I get to something that really sums up this source, I underline it. So now I know where my quotations are going to come from. No more than 2 underlinings per piece, probably only 1. Remember, you have to use 3 of these and synthesize them, right? Now, don't pay any attention to who wrote this. It's all going to be source A, source B, source C. Okay? So as we go through, you underline something that's really great. You take a look at the graph and you say, okay, this is what it means. And every time you look at a new source, you're going to put a plus or a negative up in the upper right-hand corner. Right? It's going to say to you that this source can be used to support your point or to go against it. You're going to go through that. That's what you're going to do. Now, we're down to writing your thesis. Before you start writing the actual synthesis prompt, you're going to write an essay thesis that's going to look like this. Although counterclaim, argument 1, 2. So, you're going to say in your thesis, and you're going to write it right down at the bottom here before you start the essay, although counterclaim, and then what's your argument going to be, and then 1, 2. That's the synthesis essay, right? That's how you're going to do your thesis for the synthesis essay. Okay, and then you're going to write it. You're going to remember to use 3 sources, okay? All right, now, we're moving on to the rhetorical analysis essay. This one will be the second one that you face, right? So, the thing that you have to do when you look through that, immediately, you're going to look at the way the thing looks on the paper, and you're going to say, this looks like it could be split up into 3 parts. And you're going to draw lines under where you think those 3 parts are. Then you're going to read it and see if you were right. You probably were, right? Now, what do each one of these parts do? That's going to be your first body paragraph. You're going to write about structure, and you're going to say, in the first piece, first section it does this, the second section, the third section, and it's definitely going to be effective, right? Everything's always effective. They don't give you pieces that aren't effective. And then you're going to write your thesis, which sounds like this. Lincoln effectively employs 1, 2, 3 in order to, and then give me the purpose. Okay? He uses a 3-part structure blood imagery and rhetorical questions in order to convince the country to stay faithful to the cause. Okay? Does that make sense? That's what that's going to sound like. All right, and then we just write it. Put DAAP at the top of a rhetorical analysis one. You're going to give me the date in that first sentence. All right? Then you're going to give me the audience, the author, and the purpose in that first sentence. So you're going to give me the date, the audience, the author, and the purpose. Cool. All right, guys, there is no formula for the thesis of the open-ended one at the end. Right? But now, so if you're filming or you're recording, turn it off. Just listen to that, right? Listen to